Hello strangers, my name's Cable, and this is going to be the last recording session of the Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities demo. I'm going to finish it all the rest of the day. Hopefully it's not a bad situation where I start the game, then immediately it's the end of the demo, because that'd be really embarrassing. Even if it does, makes it easier to record, so I'll cope with it. As always, you can get the demo linked down below. And with that, let's hop right into it. Really loud. I do love it, but it's loud. Okay, good. It doesn't immediately end. That's a good sign. That's really loud sound effects. Again, it's great sound design, but it's really loud, and I don't know whether that's just because the way I do it or what. You woke to the soft patter of rain against the window pane, gentle as a lullaby, still echoing in the quiet hush of the morning. With bleary eyes, you saw the world outside of your window was tinged in grey, the colours muted. The rain fell in steady sheets, and the air in your room felt cooler, calmer, like the storm had swept away yesterday. Wrapped in the warmth of your blankets, you let yourself sink a little deeper into the mattress, lulled by the rhythm of the rain and the soft creak of the old building. You would not believe this, Master. It's just preposterous. That's way too high. You would not believe this, Master. It's just preposterous. Lady Seraphina has betrayed Countess Belladonna for the third time, and this time there were public hexes thrown about as if they were common insults. You peeked out the covers towards the TV and found Barnabas still on the couch where you left him last night. Light filtered through the rain-speckled window, and the room still held that quiet of early morning. But of course, peace could not survive Barnabas. And don't even get me started on Lord Thistlewick. He's faked his own banishment! Master, banishment! Who does that? Did you even sleep? I'm a sentient grimoire. The fact I must explain this to you so often, however, does not surprise me, as I believe your brain never fully developed. I transcend such trivial mortal needs like sleep or hunger, but if I were capable of exhaustion, I would say I'm running solely on indignation and disbelief. You watched that show all night? Naturally! I could not possibly pause while Countess Belladonna was teetering on the brink of scandal-fueled exile. I have two options. Lay in bed and listen to my book talk about an unpopular TV show, or get up and get to work. Not really a choice, is it? You rose from bed, stretching a little as you did. A glance at your phone told you it was nearly 8 AM. The sun had risen, even if the sky remained cloudy and grey. You dressed, then got together a simple breakfast before heading downstairs. You came down the staircase expecting to see My apologies? You came down the staircase expecting to see Lucille, the same as every morning, standing guard at the door, but she was nowhere in sight. Instead, you noticed Winnie sitting at the front desk. Cable, finally! Were you waiting for me? Not really waiting, exactly, I was just getting lonely. Florian is usually here overnight, but after he ran off yesterday, he hasn't come back. I'm sorry, Winnie, you know I'm just upstairs, right? You can always come hang out if you're feeling lonely. I guess, I just didn't want to make you get hurt again. Were you still thinking about the glass thing? Don't worry about it. It was a similar... What? Are you still thinking about the glass thing? Don't worry about that. It was a silly accident. Then we can have a sleepover sometime. I'm sure Barney would love that. Who? Oh, Cable, do you have a secret boyfriend hidden upstairs? Wouldn't that be exciting? Alas, no. He's a stray I picked up. A cat? That's even better than a boyfriend. No. No. What the hell, we're friends, right? Yeah, of course. The bestest friends ever. He's a book. A book? He's called Barnabas. He talks and everything. Got a bit of an attitude problem, though. Would he stare at you blankly? Like a diary? A spell book? Whoa! Like magic and stuff? Apparently there's some things my aunt didn't tell me about her and myself. Apparently there's some things my aunt didn't tell me about her and myself. Typical, huh? You're a witch? Something like that. Only you and Florian know those, so don't go telling people. My lips are sealed. This is so exciting. Can you turn me into a frog? Oh, actually, when Florian comes back, turn him into a frog. I don't think he'd appreciate that. As long as you turn him back after, you can't complain, right? Come on, it's just a little prank. Unfortunately, I've only learnt the spell for turning someone into a frog, not the one that turns them back. Oh, maybe it's a good thing you don't have the other one. We could get into way too much trouble. Winnie giggled. We? Well, of course. You and I could be... Well, of course. You and I could be partners in crime, just like on those detective shows. The police would never figure it out. I don't know, a string of frog transformations just after I moved to town sounds awfully suspicious. We'll need a cover, obviously. Maybe we could pin it on someone else. Can't really turn anyone into a frog. You know, not yet at least. No! My plans! Barney is a tough teacher. So far, all I can do is be slightly better at looking at things. That doesn't sound like a superpower. It's not, but if there's a pen under the couch, I'll be able to find it. Okay, that's pretty cool, I'll admit it. With a grin, you walked over towards the counter and leaned on it, then looked up towards Winnie. So it's a big day. Are you excited? What do you mean? Don't tell me I've forgotten something important. Do you remember? It's our wedding day. I love how you forget so easily. What do you mean? You and me will head down to our... Sorry, you and me will head down to the church and get hitched. Florian will be our flower girl and Lucille will give us away. Eden's making us some wooden rings and Nevin's going to handle our joint finances. Winnie flushed red and she fidgeted, tugging at the cuffs of her sleeves. We can't just... Sure we can. What have you got out of the plans today? Come on, Winnie, this is the moment we've been waiting for. She continued stammering, clearly flustered. Her blush grew deeper and she tugged harder on her sleeve. You couldn't help but laugh. I'm just kidding, Winnie. We're going out to dinner, remember? Dinner. Oh yes, of course! Winnie let out a long breath. I almost forgot. And then you went and made a joke like that too. I really thought you were serious. Why, did you actually want to marry me? The scandal would be terrible, you know, an idol and a manager. So that's the only problem then. What if I resign? Winnie's eyes grew wide and she shook her head rapidly. No, don't do that, I need you! Fine. I'll save our scandalous relationship for another time. The sound of thunder in the distance roused you from your conversation, and as the clock struck 9, the rain grew heavier. I wonder where Lucille is. What do you mean? It's Sunday. The store's closed today. It is, isn't it? Oh, I'm such an idiot. With a sheepish laugh, you rubbed the back of your neck, a little embarrassed. I could have sat in some more then. Ah, well, it's probably good not to spend all day lazing around in bed. True. That does sound pretty great, though. You know, I can't remember what it was like to sleep. Winnie leaned forward on the counter, resting her chin in your hand. You'd think I'd learn one day to get water before I started doing this. One moment. Anyway, back to this. Winnie leaned forward on the counter, resting her chin in her hand. To be honest, I can't remember most things, what the world looks like, or what food tastes like. It's so weird, but also normal, I don't know. What kind of stuff do you remember? The sound of floorboards creaking, a sunset, and that song. But there are a lot of things I can't remember. My birthday, for one, isn't that lame? I can't even celebrate. Well, why not today? Huh? It's the 7th of November today. If you don't know when your birthday is, why not choose one for yourself? But isn't a birthday special? Any day can be special, even a random day in November. We're already going out for dinner tonight, why not make it a party? Winnie blinked, then gave a big, beaming smile. You'd do that? For me? You're acting like it's some huge inconvenience. Of course I would. Thank you. Really. Thank you. Hope the rain clears up, though, or I'll be having it here instead. I need to find some way to contact Florian. He left yesterday before I could ask him to come. It would be a proper birthday party without a resident grump, would it? No, it wouldn't. We gotta invite him. Except I don't have his number or know where he lives. Do you know if he has any friends around town we could ask? I don't think Florian has many friends, at least none I've ever heard him talk about. I like to keep his private life pretty private. I have a few errands to run today, so maybe I'll have some luck finding, I don't know, his address or number somewhere. You'd think my aunt would have those. The rain outside pounded the roof in a constant, steady rhythm. It was a calming sound, even if it was making leaving the house a little less than ideal. Since it's your birthday and everything, how about we keep each other company too? I'd love to. Let's get to it then. Let's start with... Let's look through storage first and then pay our bills. If I had to restart this, I'm just going to like cut to black and then immediately get back to here with the control function. You begin searching for your aunt's collection. Ooh, fish pendant, an articulated fish pendant. And find the fish pendant. Fish pendant rarity common, quality poor, projected worth $7 to $37. You sat down on your desk, ready to go over the week's bills. Level up. You're now level 4, no new unlocks. Unfortunately, you don't have enough to cover your bills. Sun was beginning to crest over the horizon when the rain ceased and the sun peeked out from behind the clouds, painting the streets and buildings in a wash of colour outside of the store. After a busy day around the closed store with Winnie, you were unsurprised to not find any way to contact Florian. With a sigh, you began to think. Quinn might know, or maybe Emmett? Who can I ask? At that moment, the chimes by the door sounded and the door opened timidly. Sorry, the store was closed to... Standing in the doorway was a familiar short man with dark hair, wearing a slightly oversized jacket and headphones around his neck. He looked towards you almost sheepishly. Can we talk? I'd say we already are. He rolled at the back of his neck, not meeting your eyes. Yeah, I guess so. I'm, sorry for running away. He glanced towards you, but quickly... Oh, right. He glanced towards you, but quickly away again. I'm sorry for why I tried to hurt you, so... God, this fucking sucks. Apology accepted, but on one condition. Can you tell me what's going on with you? Yeah, I guess that's fair. Where's, Winnie? She's upstairs still. I'm guessing she doesn't know. No, no one knows except Sylvie. I had to tell someone. Look, this is new to me. I'm a vampire, I guess. I don't fucking know. It's not like I chose this, and I hate blood. The smell, the taste, it's disgusting. I try to avoid it, but sometimes I'm not in control. I get so hungry, but all my old favourite foods just don't work anymore. So I try to keep to myself and keep people away from me. Worst time has been hunger then. Yeah. We've eaten now, right? You don't look as bad. You've eaten now, right? You don't look as bad. I guess so. Well, there we go. No harm done. You say that, but no danger to me. I believe that you're just going through some stuff. Florian was silent for a moment before a weak laugh escaped him. God, you're a fucking moron. Why aren't you scared? Because I like you, Florian. I don't think you'd really hurt me. You're an idiot. Oh, I'm well aware. It won't happen again. I won't let myself get into a situation where it could, so just try to keep distance, please. I'm not going to abandon you just because you're scared of yourself. You can ask me to be careful, but don't ask me to pretend I don't care about you. I don't deserve that. Too bad, you've got it anyway. Like, why the fuck are you so nice to me? Why not? You're a good person, Florian. Florian stared at you, blinking. Sorry. Florian stared at you blankly, a confused, almost pained expression on his face, as if the very concept was foreign to him. With a deep breath, he looked away from you, then back. Just don't expect anything from me, alright? I don't want to drag you into my bullshit. Then don't, but I'm going to stick around either way. Now I've got a question for you. How does one go about inviting a vampire to a birthday party? Oh, what? I meant to ask you yesterday, but things got a little hectic. You didn't invite us all out for... I was now realising we're going out for dinner with two people who can't eat. God, am I just that sensitive or what? You're inviting me out? Yeah, of course, I'd love for you to be there, but if you don't want to, I'll go. It's fine. It's more than fine. It wouldn't have been the same without you. Where does the birthday thing come from? Where does the birthday thing come into it? Oh, we decided it's Winnie's birthday today. Is it her birthday today? Likely not, but today is as good a day as any for someone who doesn't remember their birthday. There was another knock at the door. It slowly opened, once again as Lucille walked in, though you almost didn't recognise her. For the first time since meeting her, she lacked her characteristic armour and instead wore a much simpler blouse and trousers. Soleil! Oh, this is great. I love the use of, I guess the word would be, like, period clothing? And it's functional too, it even has a bag. Oh, that's actually really... I love this character design. If you couldn't tell, Lucille is my favourite character design-wise and character-wise, because I always have a lot of fun voicing her. And her character is, like, intuitive. Good afternoon, Sir Florian Cable. How do you fare on this fine day? How was it fine? It's been pissing it down with rain all day. And now the sun has risen, and the rain has departed. It is a blessing indeed. Nice to see you, Lucille. You look beautiful today. Well, you look beautiful every day, but it's nice to see you looking a bit more casual. Lucille blinked, her expression caught somewhere between surprise and flustered, though she quickly straightened, recovering her poise. You honour me with your words, Cable. I merely wish to give my armour a brief rest during our meal, though I did worry it would leave me feeling exposed. It's not like you're naked. Nay, but I wear my armour like a second skin, so it's akin to being bare. Beautiful is a word I am unused to, I must confess, but I'm pleased that you would use it on me. A slight smile curved her lips. Next to you, I feel I may pale. Next to you, I feel I may pale in comparison. You smooth talker, you... You know, I love voicing these two characters. They are great to voice. But Lucille's character design, it just... I don't know why, but it tickles me in a way that Florian's doesn't. Maybe because Florian is very familiar to... very similar, rather, to Casper in Date with Death. So maybe that's why. But I've got my grumpy boy fix, I fear. But Lucille is a breath of fresh air, and I'm glad we're seeing a character like this. That came out a bit weird. I'm glad we're seeing a character that's a lot brighter, but in like its own reclusive way. Flatterer. That's what I said. No, I didn't. The truth has always fallen from my lips with ease. God, let me leave if you're just going to stand there flirting, please. Flirting? I would hardly call this flirting, Sir Florian. Cable's intentions are pure. You're seriously going to sit there and pretend this isn't flirting? Commenting one's appearance is simply a gesture of kindness and respect. Right, and I'm the king of Willowmist. I do not believe this town exists under a monarchy, Sir Florian. Florian sighed. It was sarcasm. Ah, my mistake. It is sometimes difficult to discern, though I appreciate your efforts, Sir Florian. Yeah, whatever. Whoa, everyone's here! Not quite everyone, Emma and Eden haven't turned up yet. Winnie hurried down the stairs and her eyes immediately lit up at the sight of Florian. Florian! What? You came back? Yeah, I kind of work here. Boo! You know that's not what I meant. I mean after you ran off last night. You fled? During your shift? Sir Florian. It's my fault actually, but we worked it out. It wasn't... Yep, all worked out. I am relieved to hear that. It is good for us all to take an outing like this. Bonding as colleagues is a vital part of the work experience. You nodded sagely. Totally. Do I work here? If you can't get in the way of work, then sure. Hey, that's not nice. Don't make me make Cable turn you into a frog. Into a... What? I'm afraid I must admit ignorance on this topic as well. Ah! I mean, who can turn someone into a frog? Lucille raised an eyebrow and Florian stared flatly then at you. Anyway, Eden and Emma still haven't arrived, huh? I wouldn't be surprised if Emma just doesn't turn up. He's never wanted to get to know us before. Why would that change now? We shouldn't think such things, Sir Florian. He will surely arrive. We shouldn't think such things, Sir Florian. He will surely arrive soon. However, if Sir Eden were to find himself lost in a ditch somewhere, then I would not be surprised, nor would I be particularly upset. Oh, I forgot you didn't like him. It is not a simple dislike. There is something uncanny about him. I feel like I got the idea in my head during editing that he might be a puppet of some description. It would explain why his hands are covered. Wouldn't explain the serial killer vibes though, so maybe it's a weird thing there. She paused, considering her words carefully. The world has an energy, a presence. Some people are bright and vibrant, like you, Cable, and others have an energy that's quiet, more subtle. But when I look at Sir Eden, it is as if he has no aura at all. He's dead! Maybe you just don't like him. That's not illegal or anything. I would like to think I'm not so petty, but... He's a shifty guy, that's for sure. I don't know if he's necessarily evil or uncanny or whatever, but he's definitely a shameless flirt. Maybe that's why you don't like him? He's kind of the opposite of all your knightly ideals. He does like honour and virtue, yes, but I think those traits alone are not enough to account for the sense of wrongness about him. Still, I will endeavour not to act out of petty dislike. That would be unbecoming of a knight. The chimes by the door rang once again, and when the door opened, you were surprised to see two silhouettes. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. One taller standing rigidly, and another that stood with a confident swagger. Mwah. If I can do some really... I'll see if I can figure out some really shitty editing to make the two characters kiss there. Honey, I'm home. I told you not to say that when we got here. And I told you I don't listen. Now, who's ready for a night on the town? It's dinner, not a pub crawl. Emmett, Eden, I'm surprised to see you two arrive together. We happen to bump into each other. Fate can have such a heavy hand. You were loitering about outside my house all afternoon. I could hardly call that fate, even if such a thing were to exist. Fate works in mysterious ways, my friend. Maybe he's like some version of Frankenstein's monster. I don't know. I don't understand not wanting to show it. Maybe that's why you wear a turtleneck and gloves, because we don't see his wrist, which is rare for the characters on 2.5 Studios, not showing the wrist. But I feel like they'd make it more obvious if that was the case. I don't know why, but I feel like they would do something that makes the character a bit more obvious. Maybe they've got like something below the waist that you can't really see because they cut it off about mid-thigh. As I said, it is hardly so mysterious, that fate. God save me. Maybe you need to go get a room? Unfortunately, it constantly turns me down. Feel free to submit a formal request and I'll follow under delusional nonsense. Stone cold, Emmett. Stone cold. Good evening, Sir Emmett, Sir Eden. It was a good evening, yes. And I'm sure it will be still. Don't think I've ever seen a store so full of life. Too much life, if you ask me. Ignore Florian, he's being a sourpuss. A what? A sourpuss? Well, you're not. A sourpuss. Come on, it's my birthday. Cheer me up. Your birthday? Oh, no one told me that. Actually, we just decided this morning. How very curious of you. This makes me think you don't know when your birthday really is, perhaps? Well, it might be today. That's a 1 in 365 chance. I don't know about you, but I like those odds. Honestly, I think it's a great idea. We should all get a birthday cake whenever we want. That sounds fiscally irresponsible. Cake is never fiscally irresponsible, Emmett. I bet you have a secret sweet tooth hidden under that suit somewhere. Sweet tooth or not, sugar should only be consumed in moderation. So you do like cake? Of course he does. The big guy's a huge softie deep down. I've seen the keyring in your pocket. It holds keys, Eden. There's also an orange cat wearing a bow tie. It was a gift. Ah, I want to see it. That is hardly necessary. Come on, Emma, it's her birthday. It is quite literally not her birthday. You wouldn't want to disappoint the birthday girl, would you? Fine. He reached into his pocket and pulled out his keys. Attached to them was a tiny crocheted kitten, indeed, wearing a bow tie. Oh my god, that's so cute! There's that cable. What? It does not. It definitely does. Look at that fluffy orange hair. A coincidence then. That's all. Never helps you sleep at night, big guy. I have owned this for months. It's hardly related to a person I met in the last week. But it does look like her. Truthfully, it is a remarkable resemblance. A fascinating observation. Now, are we going out for this not birthday, or did I come all this way for nothing? We're going. Come on, I got us a reservation at the best place in town. Would that happen to be the Silver Oak? I am unsurprised to see someone with such good taste already knows about Willowmist's best-kept secret. What part of it is a secret? It's like the only restaurant in town open past 6 p.m. Eden here is prone to hyperbole. You should not put stock into anything he says. Then, shall we make our way there, if we are not to be late? Yeah, let's go! The group began to file towards the door, and you held it open for everyone to leave ahead of you, until only one other person remained. How are you feeling? Would you believe me if I said good? Is that the truth though? Winnie looked up at you and then smiled, the same bright smile as always. I guess I'm a little scared, but I'm excited too. It feels like I've never stood under that big open sky before, even if I'm sure I have. Thanks, Cable. What? For coming to this town. Well, I should be the one thanking you for giving me such a warm welcome. No, I should be thanking you. If I remember correctly, I think I gave you kind of the opposite of a warm welcome. Let's agree to thank each other then. Deal? Deal. Now, come on, everyone's waiting. Head open the door. Pardon me. Jesus. He opened the door and stepped outside first. If they kill off Winnie this quickly, I'll be very disappointed, because I believe... To be fair, actually, if they do this... They did do that. Then Winnie is a cool love interest, but she's not the core free. So there's a non-zero chance that all the characters below Lucille, Emmett, and Florian will be dead by the end of it. And if I predicted that, first of all, that's cruel 2.5 studios. I'm just glad I don't like Eden, but come on, I like Quinn. He's chill. Outside the shop, the street was quiet. There was no traffic, and the storefronts across the street were dark and lifeless. These roads could not sustain traffic. I guess it could be foot traffic. Never mind. Winnie stepped out after you, slowly at first, her movements guided by hesitation and fear, but that quickly gave way to something brighter and bolder. As she left the doorway, she let out a gasp, her eyes fixed upon the stars above. They're beautiful! There was something in her gaze, awe, longing, and something else, but her expression was so filled with delight that you couldn't help but smile. The others watched on, a mix of curiosity and knowing across their faces. Florian looked up himself, but the look in his eyes was much more subdued. You are a brave soul, Lady Winona. It takes true courage to face one's fears. This is your first time leaving the store, is it not? Yeah, I guess it is. I can't think of a worse hell than being trapped in a musty old store. It's a wonder you didn't die of boredom. Nothing could be boring with Winnie around. Yeah, well, you got me there. You walked over to Winnie, then offered her your arm. Ready for an adventure? I guess I am. Winnie took a breath, then looped her arm through yours, or at least tried to, though neither of you could touch the other. It was a strangely comforting gesture all the same. Slowly, the group set off, heading up the sidewalk. As he went, Winnie kept glancing around, taking everything in with wide eyes. You couldn't blame her. There was a lot of new experiences waiting, after all. It's so strange. I've been looking out the windows every day, but nothing has ever felt as big as the world looks right now. Gentle wind blew through the street, ruffling clothes and sending leaves skittering across the pavement. Couldn't help but notice the way Winnie's hair and clothes stayed totally still. There was no movement to her except her steps, and she made no noise either. And sadly, that will be the end of today's video. This is going to be the second to last video in this series. Tomorrow will be the final part of this series, and then after that will be a supercut of the entire series, so you can watch that after this, or instead of this probably. With that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. I shall see you later, and of course, ta-ra. Into place.